don't have any notes. Damn, I don't have any notes. Was this a short episode? Because I just noticed it's not even nowhere near 10:15. Or well, no, maybe in my head I'm thinking I give it extra time. Yeah, yeah. No, it's fine. It's probably like 5 minutes short than usual, right? You guys can hear me good, see me good. Sounds like you can hear me good. I'm testing the sound now. I tweaked the sound. I had to add some gain. I'm trying to get software to work better, but I think I'm gonna go a different route and get an external EQ, whatchamacallit thingamajig. But that's a conversation for another day. Maybe, maybe not. Who gives a shit about that, right? The back end shit is boring as hell. Puts me to sleep, and I'm the one setting it up. Anyhow, um, as long as it sounds good, I'm gonna take a 3-second break, and then we're gonna get into it. I just need to get my iced tea, and we're gonna get into it now. I totally forgot about Dead City. I mean, completely forgot about Dead City, and I don't know if it's feasible to do two different streams, so we're not gonna. It ain't even worth it. So the first poll I put up was for Dead City. If you don't mind going and voting real quick, thoughts and opinions on Dead City. Maybe we'll get into that real quick for season 2, and then we'll jump into The Last of Us. I mean, I saw The Last of Us just now. I should probably cover that real quick because it's fresh in my head. Then again, I don't have much to say about either episode, to be honest. Let me get my iced tea. Hold on now. We're just over on the floor. All right. Got this cool little, check this out, little wooden, I don't know, they burn it into the wood or something. I got that at like a flea market a year ago or so. Oh my God, what is up with the fucking YouTube's giving me errors again? I didn't see the stream go down last time, but YouTube keeps giving me errors. You guys have to let me know if there's a problem with the stream. I got to figure this out. Please use a key-free frequency. The only thing I changed is the microphone. I have a different microphone. That's it. You guys let me know if the stream acts up, glitches, or lags, and we'll... Oh, man. I remember we had that problem last week. Fucking bullshit, man. What am I doing? It's hot in here. I got the fan on low. All right. Where were we? I forgot where we were. Let's have a moment of silence for the Last of Us franchise. Because it sucks. I feel like I'm just a negative prick. Last of Us sucks. Walking Dead sucks. Walking Dead was boring. It's boring as fuck. You know? You got walkers, I don't know how, but they're fighting each other. It's a Walker Fight Club. How's that even possible? They don't even attack each other in the lore of The Walking Dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not something they do. And then I guess the walkers are, like, tied close to each other, and they got spikes all on them. So, it looked like that one just started face humping the other, or I don't know, man. Like, why would the walker even crawl up on the other walker on the ground? They don't do that shit. Like, it don't make sense. I can see if they had, if they did some crazy wicked shit where they like tied a person to the back of the zombie or something. I don't fucking know. And like the zombies were going after you know what I'm saying? Like my brain is thinking like, yo, how are walkers? Maybe I missed it. Maybe I'm I watched it on my cell phone. It was small. Maybe I'm retarded. You know what I'm saying? How are walkers fighting each other? They don't, that's just not how they function in the world of The Walking Dead. So what is going on? I'm about to plug in my other microphone and see if it's the mic giving me fucking problems. What's this plugged with? Damn, it's a different plug. Anyhow, yeah, walkers fighting each other is retarded. Stupid as fuck. Hey, what up, Princess Pie? It's nice seeing you around. I miss you. Miss a lot of you. You disagree, though? Did you love it? Oh, who the fuck gave me $50? Damn. God damn.
Ronnie, grab lunch on me tomorrow. Thanks for what you do, bro. Both episodes sucked. Can you please check out Dead Set? It's a 6-series zombie show. I think you would enjoy it.
I have seen that, and I forget, because there was two. I swear there's two of them. There was one made in like England or some shit, and I remember they made a newer one. Or maybe I'm misremembering something, but I did see that one. Maybe we'll talk about that one day. But thank you very much for the 50. Holy fucking shit, that's awesome. I can actually heart it? Yeah, I'm gonna heart the hell out of that. Really appreciate the support. And I will get lunch tomorrow. I'm not sure what I'll get, but I don't want to be negative, because there's some things that I thought were cool, like the suspense and the action with the clickers and the infected in The Last of Us was cool. I loved every second of it. Now some of it's dumb, like they got these little girls beating up these big ass guys again, you know. And it's weird because she ends up stabbing him in the throat. Why didn't she just do that from the gate? Make it seem a little realistic. He's all struggling, man. He would have just thrown her through the window. It would have been over. It would have been Dina from here on out. You know, solo. She's solo in it. She'd have to go finger bang herself. Speaking of which, I know for a fact somebody, because that's just absolutely unnecessary. They tried to do this realism, and you know it's funny. Here's how funny it is. They're running around in the wild. They probably stink. They're probably gross as shit. And, you know, I don't care if it's guy, girl, 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 guy, guy. When Hollywood does these love scenes, when people are physically filthy and dirty, you know, like people in real life, they wash up. Everyone knows that. There's a code. Like these dirty bitches are like, yeah, let's just get it on. And you know damn well someone on set just wanted to watch. I had to look up her name. Isabella Merced get finger blasted. Somebody was like, oh, that's going to happen, you know. She's smoking hot, probably one of the hottest there is. And then they were like, yeah, we're going there. They're on set drooling because it's just unnecessary. And then the very next scene, they tried to do realism with morning breath. Like, get the fuck out of here. You bitches were stinking the night before. No, nothing stopped you, you know? And then they got little dumb shit too. Like, I know the fan base was freaking out, and I don't give a shit. The fan base is eating itself alive with the whole like, oh my God, Dina's, you know, what did they were mad about something. She's like, oh, I'm straight, you know? And then this episode, she's all blaming her mommy. She's like, yeah, mommy made me. She said, no, you like boys, you know? It's like, oh, here we go. But the action though was great but one thing the action did do is it highlighted a problem that I don't know if I clarified this with the first season, but it really hit with this action scene, because there's two set pieces that in the game, I mean, you probably played for like a whole hour and you're physically there sneaking around, you know, or you just go guns blazing. I mean, it's your choice. And I don't know if they're right connected back to back in that way, but it's close. That it doesn't matter. They're close. They happen, you know. There's a little more to it. Well, actually, there's a lot more to it, but here's what was a mess up that continues in season 2. Even when you have like some of the cool shit from the game, it's almost like a skit where they give you a 10-second, let's recap what they did in the game. Like, here's this awesome 1 hour set piece in the game. Let's give you a 10-second recap. Well, now, obviously, they can't do a whole 1 hour of just this one moment at the TV station or in the subway, but it has that feel where they're just burning through the material. and they don't stop and really let the environment settle in. And speaking about the environment is gorgeous. That's another thing I love about it. Environment, the atmosphere and the tension with the infected, that was all great. But I saw in the trailer for next episode, they're bringing it. It looks like they're bringing something like the spores back into play, and that pissed me off in the trailer because I tell you what, right now, the bite reveal was fucking terrible. Now, listen, her getting bit, I was like, I'm feeling it up to that point. But then her after, where Dina's like, I'm gonna pop this bitch in the back of the head, put her out of her misery. Um, the reveal, it was so slow and clumsy. I was just it's baffling why they take stuff like the pores is perfect, man. It's in the air. Ellie breaks her mask and Dina's all like, "No, let's share." And Ellie's like, "Don't you dare take that mask off. Look, and she's like, I'm immune." It's good in the game. It's actually it's done really well in the game. And in the show, it's just clumsy, I thought. So we got that. The subway had, I mean, it did lead to some cool stuff, but man, you got this cool environment. But again, it's like so quick. Here's some quick infected, and let's get the fuck out of there. A lot of it had that feel to it, but it is what it is, and I think that's pretty much it. Like it's nice seeing Jeffrey Wright, who plays Isaac. Jeffrey Wright is one of those actors where if you were like in another life, you're like, yo, Ronnie, you're going to be an actor. I'd want to be a Jeffrey Wright actor. He's one of those where he brings quality to everything. You're not going to waste him giving him like an action role, on the leading role, doing this, that, and the third. He can handle a leading role, especially in shows. He really rocks with it, but he brings such a quality to everything he does. And it's no different here. I mean, he was great for what little he had to do, which isn't a negative. We don't need a ton for Isaac. Isaac is someone that's set up and then they don't do dick with him in the game. So I don't know if they're going to do much in the show. However, if you guys are done voting, I'll give you one more minute to vote on Dead City. And then we're going to get the poll going for The Last of Us. But I just want to say that's pretty much it I have to say for The Last of Us. I do want to get to some of the comments, but jumping over to Dead City, I was just bored. I'm sick of Maggie. I'm sick of Negan. I'm sick of Glenn or Herschel. I'm sick of Glenn. I love Glenn. Rest in peace, Glenn. I'm sick of hearing about you. I'm sick of the way they're fighting. I'm tired that they did season 1 and now they had to do this clusterfuck to redo season 1 to get them back to New York. Like Negan's in prison again. Maggie is all in again. She's all with Herschel again. It's all annoying. It's all frustrating. Like, condense that shit into 5 minutes and get it and pushing. I don't even know. There's a lot of dumb shit in the first episode, and oh man, there was something that really annoyed me. You had the two walkers fighting. You have oh yeah, the community. We know that they built up to the Commonwealth. They had other communities. They had communities, they had networks of communities, and some of them were hours away from each other. And Maggie is up by New York somewhere, and she talks as if she can't go get an army from her old people. She talks as if she can't go back to her old people and bring them back to wipe out whoever's given her, like the new Babylon fuckers. Like, she doesn't mention any of her old people. And I hate that with a passion. Because you do all this world building for the show, and then you get this spin-off, and you don't talk about, you actively avoid them as if they don't even exist. But we know they exist. We know they're out there, unless you want to come and say like, oh, they all died, which they're not going to do. But here's another thing too, because Maggie's all like, oh, I'm going to save you. I'm going to save my community by going alone to fight in New York. Here's an idea, you dumb bitch. Why don't you grab everybody together and go back to your old community. They don't give any reason why they have to be here. Are there resources here that they need? Is there something? There's nothing. They could literally pick up and leave and then let New Babylon handle whatever they're handling. Maggie could come back with an army as New Babylon is fighting Negan and them, squash everybody with the Commonwealth, you know what I'm saying? And then they can take it over. It is just dumb and terrible. And then you get Maggie, who was such a grounded and solid character early in The Walking Dead. And now she's Betty Badass to the point where they're actually like, yeah, Maggie is worth 20 men, 20 able bodied men. We'll trade Maggie for the 20 men. Get the fuck out of here. Like, some of this shit is just too dumb. I can't even take it serious. So that's where I am with Dead City. Some of it too, I'm like, I don't, it's frustrating because it's almost like bottom of the barrel. People who are working there, no offense, but I guarantee more than half are just there for the resume. One scene told me everything I need to know with passion versus just there for a resume. Negan brings all these splintered groups up that are fighting with each other, and he wants them to come together to work together to fight a common enemy. So he has them, and he's given them this pitch, right? The bringing the Negan back, and once they leave, the one guy who was from Sons of Anarchy, Kim Coates, he looks down the street and the streets light up for like a split second, and he has this smile like, oh, that's badass. And that is badass. As a concept, it's badass, but it's so poorly executed, it's laughable. What they should have done was shown a really quick scene of a couple guys in the group being like, they're exiting, get it set up, and then you see one guy waving like, go ahead, trip it, bring the lights up. And as the guys who don't fully believe Negan in them, but they showed a show of force, so maybe they have to take them serious. As they're all exiting, boom, you see the lights flicker, they all look up, and then you see the whole row light up, and then that big billboard, and then you just see all these neon colors, and you see everyone's face. Now, this didn't happen, but I'm saying this is what should, if they had passion in what they were doing, then you can see the entire different gangs in that moment are sold. They're bought right there. It's done. You got them. You got them on board. Their faces light up. Like, this could be a new way of living this could change the game. Anyhow, they like had part of it and didn't even go all the way with it. And it's all throughout the episode, shit like that. So I don't know. I hear positive things about it. I hear it's a solid season overall. There are frustrations where they're going to go away from the city and film a lot in the woods, especially for like one whole episode that doesn't make sense. It's going to take place in Central Park, one or more episodes. But again, I'm not looking forward to that. I hate that shit. Just the character interactions and all that. I would have to say I did not enjoy the episode. I would have rather have that hour back and done something else for the Dead City season 2 premiere. All right, we're going to end the poll. It looks like you had a 52% liked the premiere. That's where we're going to part ways on that. The premiere fell flat for me. I am going to start a poll for The Last of Us, though. Where are we at? The Last of Us. And then I want to get to comments. Episode 4. Did you like? Question mark. Yes or no? All right, start the poll. All right, let's see what we got going on here. We'll just put Last of Us on a set. I want to get something going too with what I show on set. I need to fix that. And I can tell the sound. I'm going to have to listen to this back. I could tell the sound did change for the mic, which is disappointing. It does have the filters on. Yeah, it has the filter on. And then it has it off. Man, I don't know. That doesn't really do much. Anyhow, because I want to get it perfect, because it's like a $300 mic. I don't want it to sound weak spending that money. You know what I mean? That'd be stupid. They put Josh Peck in The Last of Us. Who's Josh Peck? Why do I not? Josh Peck. Josh Peck. Is that really him? Oh, I've never seen any of these shows, Drake and Josh. Yeah, I've never seen those shows, so that's probably why I didn't recognize the name. All right, let's see what some of the. Oh, I think that's it for The Last of Us season 2. Ellie looks distracting. We don't need to say this every single day. Ellie's probably one of the worst castings in the history of TV. I would say the history of cinema. She could probably do good in other roles that she fit better, but this is the equivalent. I mentioned this last time. This is the equivalent of casting Steve Buscemi. Steve Buscemi as Joel. For everyone who like squawks about how "Shut Up, Ellie's the perfect casting," it'll never be true. We could pretend it's true. It's just not true. And it's as good of a casting as if Steve Buscemi was Joel. And if they did cast Steve Buscemi as Joel, everyone who's saying Ellie is a fine casting choice would be flipping their shit about how stupid it would be to cast a weird in the face looking Steve Buscemi. No offense, I love Steve Buscemi. He's just weird in the face. Some of us are just not visually pleasant to look at. I'm hit or miss my damn self, so I feel your pain, Bella. Fucking get over it. Just terrible casting. Her big old round face, I don't know what's going on, but in half the scenes I see a meme and not what's going on. It's distracting. It doesn't fit the character. Even the way she speaks and the mannerisms. HBO also, when they wanted to go for oh yay, we're gonna have a family, you're pregnant, let me finger blast you and smell it later. When they're taking the darkness and the grit out of the game, and I wonder if that's because they're afraid, because the game gamers in a big way were disappointed with the game. Forget all the it's just review bombing hate. I'm talking about gamers that genuinely were disappointed. I wonder if they're like, oh, because the end gets dark, pointlessly dark. It's like dark to a stupid level, and I wonder if they're afraid, like, ooh, yeah, the game was dumb dark. There's a movie called Legends of the Fall. I love it. It is a dark, depressing mess of a movie. It's got Brad Pitt. Everyone dies. It's great. I mean, I love it. It's darkness done well. It's like depression porn done well. It's just depressing. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you haven't seen it yet, and you can't handle depressing content, just avoid it. But I loved it, and because it was a different experience. When you watch a lot of movies that have, the good endings, the happy endings, the this endings, sometimes even when it's a dark ending, you expect it. Well, that was a whole different emotion. But the Last of Us game is dark in a way where you sit back and you're like, yeah, that was needlessly cruel in a way that is not pleasant. Um, and I think they're afraid of doing that with the show. That's why they have it kind of goofy. Like, you just witnessed your father being beat to death and stabbed with a golf club, and you're pretty cool about it. Like, when she finally goes up against some of these wolf characters and she's all mean mugging them, I'm gonna kind of be like, speed this up so you can finger blast Dina a little more. Like, it just doesn't keep the same tone throughout. She's about to beat someone to death in a vicious way, and you just don't, the dark, that dark cloud just feels off when you got these sunny days in between, if you get what I'm saying. Anyhow, let's see what some of the chat has to say. I was disappointed by both. However, I thought The Last of Us was a better episode compared to Dead City. And I think a lot of that has to do with how cool it is dealing with the infected and how intense that would be. Some of it, like combat wise, there's going to be parts I thought were dumb. Like they, ran into a little tunnel, and all the people had to do was shoot into the tunnel. But suddenly they didn't have their backpacks, but now they do have their backpacks. And then instead of them just shooting into the hole that they're crawling into, suddenly they're no longer in the hole. and it was filmed sloppily, I felt. Anyhow, so we got oh, Princess Pie said, yes, there was a UK one and an Argentinian one that of the Dead Set on Netflix. I knew there was two because I think I watched both, or I definitely watched one and I was gonna watch the other. I gotta look them up to see if I did watch them both. Train section was cool, most positive thing I can say. Walker says, I love how clean Ellie and Dina look, by the way. Yeah, there's a lot of people that looked oddly clean, you know? I'm gonna give AJ Fam 871 another shout out for the 50 bomb. Again, that was extra fucking awesome of you. I appreciate the support immensely. It just feels like they're spreading it out. See, now the microphone is going super high again. I got to get this situated. It bugs me not having the technical stuff like consistently smooth. Just feels like they're spreading it out over 2 to 3 seasons, but rushing the great parts at the beginning of the game. Yeah, and listen, I know I'm being cruel about the I hate to keep saying the fingering. We'll just call it the fingering, the lovemaking scene. I hate to keep being like, and it's not in a prude way either. You want to put what's her name again? Isabella. Yeah, you want to do a whole hour of just her. I have no qualms about it. She's smoking hot. My point though is, it's not interesting. So you could have easily, you know, fleshed out a little more of the intensity of what it's like being out in that world and trim some of that other stuff. Like, we don't need that whole long scene of her showing that she's not infected. You already fucked it up by taking the spores out, fine, but maybe you can trim it and not have it as long. Take the finger fucking out a moment. Take the beef jerky, stupid morning breath. None of that, all that's pointless. Like, all of it. Take the whole I'm gonna be a dad. Like, all of it is dumb. It's pointless. It's cringy. You're only doing it for a pat on the back. We know this by now. You're only doing it to check off boxes. Condense all that really, really good. Lean it into where an episode ends and a new one begins. You could have even ended it on like, oh, look, she's not gonna turn. Oh shit, I'm pregnant. And even lean it into the whole, because I'm cool with her being like, I thought I was gonna lose you. That told me I love you in the episode, and then that other filler time, use it to add some depth to some of the action scenes, because it does feel like we're recapping some of the awesome stuff from the game. Jeffrey Wright is a royalty supporting actor. Dawn of the Dead 2004 does action scenes better than this $100 million show. Absolutely terrible. They rush this out of the show. Someone on set definitely want to see. Yeah, they definitely want it. Just feels like they're okay. We already did that one. Dead City is basically memeing itself when they said how artists want to try out new material, but the fans, you know what? I remember that. They definitely are. That artists want the greatest hits, putting Jeffrey Dean Morgan back in a leather jacket with Lucille. They definitely were. That was like a fourth wall break talking to the audience. Lucille with a shotgun or taser built into it now. Yeah, I think it's only the taser. There could be a shotgun, but it looks like it has a taser in it, which, I'm fine if they want to mix it up some. I don't know how that's going to get them to sell new merch unless they really make a taser, because there's no visual unless they make one looking like it's electrocuted. The Last of Us has so much gay stuff. I'm done. Can't deal with the Hollywood agenda anymore. I hate what they did with Negan in the show. The comic book did it right. I'm going to watch the show, blah, blah, blah. Where are we at here? They're trying to make 5% of the population like it when the other 95% hates this stuff. Like, leave the shit out. Keep it real. Ellie casting is like casting Angelina Jolie as Super Mario. Yeah, that's pretty spot on. Bella Ramsey doesn't even act like Ellie. Never mind, look like her. And that's another problem as well. That's why I mentioned some of the little mannerisms, like, because I played the game multiple times. Yeah, I can hear the real Ellie and how she would have sounded. Like, sometimes she would have grumbled certain things, where Bella Ramsey's acting is kind of like, everything is all da 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 da. It doesn't have that. It doesn't have the range. Range is like vital. You can use that one word to rate actors and whether or not, how good they're going to be for certain things. Range, some actors have a little bit of range, some actors have a ton of range. Um, and it can work, either way, a little bit or a lot. But with a little bit, you got to be careful what you put them in because it's not going to fit. Why was Dina acting like Ellie was going to turn any minute and needed to be put down immediately? Dumb writing. Doesn't take a day or two. I think it takes hours. Yeah, it takes hours. Look at Tess, for perfect example. This was like 3 weeks ago. This was just an hour ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't turn like that, but HBO doesn't care when they want to write something and force a scene to look a certain way. And that's all that was. That was, oh, we want this moment where she's going to shoot her. But people don't turn within a split second. We don't care. The audience is dumb. Let's just do this anyway. That's the direction they're going to go. Are you going to watch Final Destination and give a review? I'm going to watch it. Yeah. When does it come out? By the time it comes out, I'm hoping to review a lot of them. Final Destination, I know what you did last summer. Whatever Scream they got coming out. I do want to do a little cleaner backdrop. Now, nothing crazy. I think my days of being a serious YouTuber are pretty much done. However, I think it would be awesome to just have a very small, I still want it to look and sound professional, but just have a little group of a few hundred of us and we just talk about movies and entertainment, video games, TV shows, and we just chat about it, all over the place, good, bad, positive, maybe even showcase some different things like a movie collection. For example, I replaced all my blue cases. The Blu-rays have the blue cases. I loathe the blue cases. I found a bunch of black ones on eBay for like 50 cents. And so I bought like 40 of them. No, I think I bought like 60 of them. And I love the way it looks because now it looks like movies. You don't have like this plastic, line of blue junk. Anyhow, that's the vibe I want to go for. But I'm really in my head. I'm really like, so I got the new mic, I got the new monitor, I got a lot of new stuff, but I do want to do the backdrop for real and get it situated and done. So that way it looks good, I think we got someone subscribed or something. Is that what that was? Let me pull up. Hold on. I got to pull something up to see what that was. I keep forgetting, man. And this is another reason why I want to get back into the streaming at least once a week because some of the buttons and software that you use, you forget about. Let me see. And I'm dying to, I have that other YouTube channel and I'm dying to, like, here, I would like to leave this as like, okay, we'll do the podcast stuff here. And that way it's just a talking head, but I do want to make the camera and the background and everything look nice for that. But then I'm dying to get back into editing so I can do the Flaversaw channel. Whether it 100 people see it or 10 people see it, I just want to make some of those as like a little passion project. Cody, thank you very much for the $2 super chat. Why did Isaac blow up the Fedra guys at the start? Basically, the Fedra betrayed him and what he stood for. And that's bottom line. I mean, they're not going to go over the details, but they want you to come away from it going like, okay, whatever they were doing, he doesn't believe in it anymore because they mentioned, oh, we stole the right for them to vote. That's all you need to know. Whatever Fedra is doing, it crossed the line. They're no longer a good aspect to be governing the people. So, and they're all assholes. That's two things we got from that scene. These people are all pieces of shit. And these people are not the governing force they should be. So he blows them up, makes a truce with the citizens to take out Fedra and govern over themselves. And the details don't necessarily matter, though. I hope that helps. Let me see. Where did I put where's the chat? Let me pop that chat out. Pop it out. There we go. All right. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Why was Dina okay? We did that. I think Dina actress is mid. Not gonna lie. Oh, Walker, I think you're crazy. I think Dina. What's her name again? Um, Mer, Merc, Merced. If you think that's a mid, I don't know, bro. You're crazy. She might not be perfect, but I think she's gorgeous. You know. That name sounds familiar though. Not her, but like that last name. I wonder if she's got family that acts. Um, why didn't she show the girl the other bite mark, the one on her stomach? You know what? It felt like they set that up, and that was supposed to be what they showed her, but then they changed their mind by the time they filmed it because now that bite is pointless. You know, well, not pointless. Hollywood does dumb shit sometimes. Like, I can see them saying, oh, it's season 2. We're going to have some new viewers. Oh, well, they're too dumb to realize she's immune or they're not going to watch a recap. So let's have her get bit again. Oh, that's a genius idea. And that's all it is. To me, that's a waste. Like, why would you cater to some asshole that's just now going to watch it? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you dilute your material for some assholes that aren't even going to watch the first season? Like, I don't give a fuck if someone new doesn't know or is confused if she's immune or not. I don't care. Go watch a recap. It ain't that hard. But maybe it plays a role later on. I don't know. I bet they messed up the Final Destination 2. I remember watching the first one at a friend's house in the early 2000s. I was afraid to drive home. Sex scenes in movies and TVs are pointless. I do agree. Go watch porn if you want to see that shit. I do agree, and not for the prude aspect of it, because I don't have any religious or I'm not prude, so none of that stuff. I don't give a shit about it in that aspect. I only give a shit about it because every second is a second that you need to put toward something entertaining, and it's just not entertaining. It's not part of entertainment. I mean, I can see it being like, okay, she's hot, you know, that's exciting, maybe for a split second, but when you really think about it, that post nut clarity hits, and it's like, that's pointless. I would rather that 30 seconds go to something else in the story that can prop it up and make it more entertaining. That's the way I view it. And I don't care if it's 30 seconds. You can add 30 seconds of some awesome. Look at that like 2-second clip of the clicker shutting the door and the clicker was just right there on the glass. I would have, 30 seconds is a long time when you're showcasing things on screen. You can add so much cool shit. So that's where I'm coming from. Any interest in Until Dawn movie? I thought it was mid. I don't think so. I heard about it and I don't think so. Why are they just gonna go home and they're not looking for Rick no more in both shows? Why they just go wait? Why they just go home? They not looking for Rick no more in both shows. Bro, I said the same thing. They should just go home. Do you think they deliberately make these characters unlikable, or are they out of touch thinking they're relatable? Ellie is this disrespectful bitch. Do they think that's cool? I think in a way they do think it's cool. I think they're going for relatable with Ellie mad at like the parent figure, but why she's mad is dumb. It was dumb in the game, it's dumb in the show. And you know how we know it's dumb? And you can prove, you can actually go to Neil Druckmann, who wrote and created the second one, and you can prove to the creator it's dumb. How do we know? Because characters will not say things that they obviously would say if they were in that position. When you have to force a character to not say something that is obvious, that they would obviously say, like Joel would have obviously said, listen, kiddo, they were going to walk me out and shoot me in the back of the fucking head. All I wanted to do was see you before the operation. They said, nope, we're going to kill her. Whether it works or not, we're killing her. You're not going to see her. I said, that ain't right. I want to see her. And they said, walk or we're going to shoot you in the face. So I killed them, you know? That's all he had to say. But that is harder to write, so they just skip over it. Same thing with Abby. We have a code. We don't kill unarmed people. Your father was going to kill someone that was unarmed, and it was an unarmed child that he kidnapped and drugged and knocked out. Say that again. What was your code again? Does your father live by the code? Like, these characters would have definitely said things, but it's harder to write because now what does Abby do? You're a liar. Well, if they stick with the game, Abby knew about the operation. So Abby knew he was going to murder an unconscious child. So you got this loophole where it's like, well, Abby's code means dog shit. So her little speech to Joel is bullshit. She just wants selfish revenge. Oh, you killed my papa, you know? And make the characters drag it out then. But it's just bad writing, in my opinion. Ronnie, you should do true crime, man. You'd be good at it. Well, I appreciate that. I actually love watching true crime. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I would be good at it, to be honest. The researching part of it, I probably would do really well at it. I don't know. I mean, if I could go back in time, you know, I would probably go in that direction. Because that shit, man, you just research what happens. I love editing. I could put together edits, you know. That shit probably would be popping off. But I just can't do. If I did true crime, it would have to be just that, you know. I just don't have enough hours in the day to do anything else at all, you know. And I don't know if I'm ready to not talk about movies and entertainment. You know, I'm not sure I'm willing to make that trade off, you know. But maybe if it was true crime in a more podcast form, but I don't know if people would be interested in that because I'm not interested in that. I like watching a well edited presentation that shows images and interviews and stuff like that. How long do you think until we get to see a proper adaptation of The Last of Us? I'm honestly at a loss for words how shitty the show has been. Huge fumble by HBO. If we're lucky in our lifetime, but it's probably going to be 10 years, you know? I mean, at the minimum. So, luckily, some of us will probably still be alive if we make it. But, I mean, that'd be great. We'll see. In 10 years, it could be possible that AI and special effects is so good by that point. It could be possible. It depends on who's working on it. That you could actually use the voice actors, which might be a little weird because people like seeing real humans on screen, live action. But you might be able to recreate the look of Joel and Ellie from the game, which I think would be fantastic. I love having that look of those characters. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Like, there's something special about watching those characters come to life. That's why I think like the lookalike aspect is vital in certain ways. Like in some ways it does not matter. But when a character becomes iconic, it matters. It just does. You know what I'm saying? Like Margot Robbie, is hot as fuck a Wolf of Wall Street, but she's still good. Wait, but there's still good story around it. Yeah, yeah, that's entertaining as hell to watch. I tried to watch Joker 2 when Joker started singing. It was the biggest what the fuck moment I ever had. I turned it off almost instantly. Bro, I went to the theaters, man, and I had to sit through it. Joker 2 is terrible. Joker 2 is so bad. Like, take whoever did that, Todd Phillips or whatever. Like, go get his head checked. Like, something's fucking wrong with that man. Oh shit. This YouTube said the stream went down. Yo, it said the stream went down, but then it came right back up. And it's showing me that the time is still 44 minutes. So I'm wondering if you guys are still there. It's showing excellent condition now. Something happened though; it went down. Which is last week I thought maybe it was a YouTube problem, but there might be an issue with my setup now, which is weird. The only thing I changed was the new microphone. Stream is all good. Okay, yeah. Todd Phillips tried to make something different and unique and made one of the worst sequels of all time. Yeah, but he definitely didn't go into it thinking like, "Oh, I'm gonna make something unique." He went into it thinking, "I hate my first movie," and he had to have. There's no way he doesn't hate his first movie, or he hates the people who loves the first movie because it's Joker 2 is weird. Thanks. Here's Negan. Did you watch Sinners? Thanks, Hunter. Did you watch Sinners in IMAX? I did not. Uh, I do want to check it out though. Sinners is one I got on my watch list. Where can I DM you, Ronnie? Any of the social media. I got Twitter. You can hit me up on Twitter. Yeah, either Twitter or I think Twitter is probably easiest. It's Ronnie Hayes, yo. Still in HVAC, Ronnie, enjoying it. Yeah, I love it. A little bit different right now. I mean, the summer's coming, so I'm going to be working on a lot more HVAC. But on a newer property, which it kind of sucks, but I got to learn the new property versus the old properties I like though, because you get a lot of hands-on fixing stuff. Every appliance goes bad, you're fixing it, dishwasher, washing machine, fridge, whatever it is. I love that stuff because you're like a detective, what went wrong, this, that, and the third, you figure it out and you're diagnosing it, and then you got to fix it. And I love you know, the hands-on aspect of it. With new properties, though, it's tricky because some of it's still under warranty, so you got to figure out what's wrong. But then you just schedule the warranty guy to fix it. It's a little boring. Or they'll have things where in the past you might actually repair something. Well, here's new, so you're just checking to make sure they built it new, and then you might like clean it up, instead of repairing, you're wiping down. So, it's a little boring at the moment, but again, I need to learn all aspects of it because I'm shooting to be the boss by the end of this year. So that'll be good. Or at least that's the game plan. I get to pick where I go though, so I'm not gonna rush it. However, our deal was they're gonna train me to be the boss, and by the end of the year, I should be set as long as there's a spot I like and I want to go to. So it's good though, because I can move out of state if I wanted as well. So we'll see. Got to play The Last of Us for the first time and got up to Ellie sniping, covering you. My cannon is her second kill is shooting a molly in Buddy's hand, lighting him on fire. How's the experience of Days Gone remastered? Oh, I love it. I love it. There's a few bugs that I kind of am disappointed they didn't fix. Everyone knows the audio bug where it's in parts of the game that mean next to nothing though, so I can see why they're not like in a hurry to fix it. However, it sucks to have such an awesome game have little dumb bugs that should have been fixed. I did hear one thing new though. The guy who made the first Days Gone, he did a recent interview. Excuse me. He did an interview, and see, I want to talk about this in a separate topic, but he did an interview about the pitch he gave that got denied was terrible. Now we know why Days Gone 2 at this time did not get made. He pitched an idea that the Freakers would evolve, and we know that by the end of the game, but they would wear armor, they would start getting weapons and blah blah blah. Now that for me, that level of evolution, the primal like caveman type, that's fine. They can get clubs and club you, nothing too crazy complicated. I'm cool with that. I like the freaker idea in the game and how they go into hordes, they live in caves, it's all nasty, blah blah blah. But the moment it got dumb was they were in the second game, they were supposed to evolve to a point where they're having children, they got families, and they're doing all this shit. And that's the point where you lost me. If I was Sony, I would have said fuck no too. because George Romero was like, the godfather of the zombie. However, he was also on this dumb path where he wanted to take the zombies, which was the coolest aspect of the movie, and revert them back to being human by giving them human characteristics. And for the life of me, I get how you like they teach you in when you're writing screenplays, and when you're in the movie industry, it's like they live for coming full circle. It's like a cheap way, it's an easy way. People often act like it's the greatest writing ever when something comes full circle, but it's one of the first things they teach you. It's like the easiest trick. If somebody started their journey in a bed, you end it in a bed. If they rode up on a horse, they leave on a horse. A, a, a brain dead monkey could learn how to come full circle. All you do is do the same thing you did in the beginning. That's it. And that's why, like, I'm convinced Robert Kirkman fell into this trap. Rick Grimes started in the bed in a coma, and then someone shot him to kill him in the bed when he was sleeping. And I think he only did that because they beat him in the head thinking he has to go full circle with everything. Hollywood loves this shit. I love it, but when it's used properly. Now, when it comes to zombies going full circle and reverting back to human, I loathe that idea almost to the point where I want to punch you in the fucking mouth. Like, the zombies are awesome. Why would you want to turn them back into boring humans? Like, oh, they're going to have families and little baby freakers. So that means the freakers get their freak on. That's what you're fucking telling me. Days Gone 2 is freakers fucking and having freaker babies. The freak is this? Um, Terrible idea. And I'm glad Sony said no, because that would have been dumb as fuck. Now, if we could just get a good idea, I told my daughter they need to just do like Days Gone 2, The Freak Show. She thinks it's a terrible title, but it fits because when they go out into the shit, they call it The Freak Show. And I thought, keep it simple. Days Gone 2, The Freak Show, or Freak Show, whatever you want to do. But then keep the story simple, man. You get a little evolution with the zombies. You have some of them being like smarter ones, like at the end of the first game. Leave the baby freakers out of it. Leave freaker sex out of it. Just have them, more primitive and more hostile, and have some be a little smarter, maybe setting traps and yada yada yada. You're gonna steal from I Am Legend a little bit, but go for it. And add a couple twists in with the story. Make the gameplay in the world um, uh, just amazing. And I still think you can make a Days Gone 2 open world that can pull in a good chunk if you think about it like Grand Theft Auto. You imagine making a fraction of the money they made. You could do that if you do the world building right. And we're talking with skyscrapers where you can go in and out. Some of them have little communities where they're in the skyscraper. You need to do like really in-depth shit with the world building. And I think Days Gone 2 could be a bigger hit than anyone ever expected. But leave the freaker babies and the freaker sex out of the fucking idea. That's dumb as fuck. Shoot, can't DM you. I'm not verified. I'm not verified either. Well, you can hit me up in Discord or I don't know, man. I got Instagram. Everything's just Ronnie Hayes, whatever I got. Um, I'm not Facebook though, because Facebook, their messaging system sucks. I never see the messages. I don't know what they're doing. Yeah, the Discord. Thank you very much, White Panda. Anyone can join the Discord, and maybe we'll grow that a bit to chat some more. Was it John Garvin? Yeah, John Garvin. I believe it was John Garvin. Yo, Poe. Yeah, because he said like, oh, I wasn't working for them anymore, but I would come back to work on it. Yada yada yada. Ever play State of Decay? The virus evolves every game. I have not. I thought about playing it. I never got around to jumping into it though. All right, let's see. We have Last of Us Episode 4. This is interesting, though. We had more positive with, you guys can vote now. I'm going to close out the poll for Last of Us Episode 4. This is interesting. 'Cause I enjoyed episode 4 more than I enjoyed Dead City. I was just bored with Dead City. But Dead City got a higher rating than Last of Us episode 4. So it's almost equal. Like, because I think it was 53 or 54 positive for Dead City, and it's 56 negative for Last of Us episode 4. Like I said, I think it's funny though. And the only thing that really, if I'm being honest, gripped me was the tension in, running away from enemy characters, running into the infected. So it really was only like that 10-minute slot that I enjoyed, if I'm being fair. So that Discord link probably doesn't work. No. Oh yeah, did you do another one? I'm gonna make one we can keep open. Any gaming streams coming up? Good night, guys. Enjoy the review. Hey, have a good night. I can't pronounce that name. Daphine, Daphine the G's. I don't know what the fuck that is. Daphne, maybe. I'm gonna call you Daphne though. Good night, Daphne. Gaming streams. I'm not sure. I really wanted to do the Days Gone one, but I had started it and I knew I didn't want to do like the beginning, because the beginning does have a lot of slowness to it for like a stream. But then I honestly started playing like an hour every night after work, just to kind of decompress. And you know, I miss streaming. Don't get me wrong, but you ever get those like where you're kind of exhausted and you just want the peace of it all? Like I'm walking around in the world, shooting some bandits, shooting some freakers. But I just didn't have the energy to entertain. You know what I'm saying? Even though all you have to do is sit on stream and just kind of be like, you could still be flat because you guys would be like, yeah, you worked all day, blah, blah, blah. It's cool. But I just wanted that, like, my time. You get me? Which was great because I enjoyed a couple hours every night since it came out. I love that game, yo. The environment in the remaster is so incredible. There's things that I swear they didn't have this in the original the way they do now. Like I went on, it was nighttime. I'm hunting down somebody for a bounty, and I look through the trees and there's just these glowing neon lights. But in the game, it's so like vivid and it has such a realistic polish to it where it looked gorgeous. Like I can almost smell the air. And as weird as that sounds, you ever see something and you can remember how it would smell, you know what I mean? Like the night air, that blah blah blah, the grass, the this, that, and the third. And you can almost kind of like hear what the outside would sound like at nighttime, the crunch and footsteps and all that, because of the realism in the visuals. So then I start making my way through the woods. I'm like, I didn't even know they had, I don't remember them lighting up. I know they had some stuff that lit up, but I don't remember them having like these gas stations lit up at nighttime. They probably did, but they look amazing. So I go running across and I run into, I don't know, some zombies and some other shit. But then I ran into something that led me to loot, that led me to like one of the Nero injectors. This is like the big loot of the game. And it's just a cool experience of how something caught my eye. I go to it and it leads into something that's natural. It's not like the game is like follow here, do this. It's just that open world, that organic flow of the open world. And the fog, the rain, the wind, everything when it comes to the environmentals is almost perfect. I give it such a high rating. The environmentals are amazing. And that's why, like, man, there's still a chance to get Days Gone 2. And I don't know who can, I don't know who can make that call. But if we could just get it to them, like if we could just get Sony to understand, like we just need something simple and then make the gameplay polished. and you can have something that brings in money like a fraction of Grand Theft Auto, but it's going to make you a lot of fucking money. There's ways to do it without ripping off the audience. I'm not talking about putting microtransactions and do it. Like, there's ways to do it. Like, if you told me, here's Days Gone 2, and after 6 months to a year, we're going to add on this additional map that's going to open up like this whole area. I know some people will cry and complain, like, oh, that should have been in the original game. But I'm talking about taking a game and building onto it so we don't have to wait 8 years for a sequel. So that would be something I would be down for. Like, if you came out, because Days Gone's a little different because it's open world the way it is. If you tack on these new levels, you can do something that lets you explore the land. And even if you're a new player, you can have those add-ons open up new areas where you can jump in and out of them even during the regular game. I don't know if it's possible with how games are set up and structured, but I would be so down for that as as partial ideas. There's more to it as well, but I'm just giving you an idea of adding on to the length of um not just the length, but adding on to the value of what you have there. Anyway, um, did you try horde mode in Days Gone? I did. I like the horde mode. I think there's I think there's a I don't know how do I put that. The horde mode is one of those modes where I can see it being like arcade fun in a way, if you get what I mean by arcade fun, like you put in a quarter and you're just, and you're playing those levels. I can see sometimes it getting slightly repetitive. However, I can also see, depending on maybe adding things to it, because I only did two or three. I think I did two or three stages of it. Um, it has legs, but I also see it kind of getting repetitive, which is weird because that's the mode where I'm like, bro, I just want to shoot hordes of zombies. And I guess what makes me feel that way is it's so instant, it almost takes some of the enjoyment out of it. And what I mean by that is they put you there, they count down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, boom, here's 100 zombies. You kill them. Brrr. They give you 2 minutes, you go and explore. And then they count down 10, 9, 8, 7, boom, here's 400 zombies. And then the whole boom, here they are. If they can do a way where, if they can figure out a way to have horde mode but have them coming out of caves, I think that would take away the glitches where people drive into the hordes first off. Like, I don't know why they do stupid shit like that. Like, make caves and have them populate from the caves all around the map. Boom. Or don't populate them in the middle of the street where there's a higher chance of the bike driving. You know what I'm saying? But I still think it would be better if you did a horde mode where you're not forcing them to do this timer aspect. Imagine like you're playing the game and it's the sawmill horde, but now you have them in multiple spots. So it's not necessarily this timer where you have like 10 seconds to go and do it, but it's more open, but you have like that thousand, and it could push you into another horde, creating a mega horde. But you're not racing the clock to get it done, because it's almost to a point where they repopulate your inventory. I ran out of Molotovs. I was like, "Oh, I'm dead. I'm fucking dead." I went to look because I was like, "Wait a minute, can I craft something?" And boom, I already had. Unless it was a glitch, they like repopulated my Molotovs a couple times, and I ended up getting like over 1 million killed on that first one, and the first one's like 400,000 is like the high score they start with. And I kind of really wish they did it to where you're fighting the hordes, but it's not like with the quickness of suddenly, boom, here they are. Maybe it's like you're playing the game, but it's with extra hordes. You get what I'm saying? I don't. If you haven't played, you're probably like, I don't know what the fuck this weirdo's talking about. The plot for Days Gone 2 kind of reminds me of that movie Army of the Dead. Oh yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, I didn't like that. I know what you mean about decompress after work. Oh yeah. I think you might have your X account set to only be able to receive DMs from verified users. I could check on that. Were you able to get into the Discord? I don't think I do, cuz I've gotten messages random before. Because I'm not verified, so wouldn't that be weird if I set it up um to be verified? Let me see. Oh, it is. All right, I put it on everyone. Now fucking everyone's going to hit me up with a goddamn message on Twitter. You know, if you ain't showing titties, don't send me shit. No, I'm just joking. Don't even send me titties cuz Lord knows it'll be like a fungal infection titty. I don't fucking know. Yeah, I changed it. I'm like, here's a clicker titty, bitch. Like, now I'm scarred. You know, my eyes are burning. If you need EPA card, use SkillCat. Got my universal 6 months ago. I'm already EPA certified. Thank you, though. I got mine a while ago. Did you try the Hordes mode? Yep. I stopped watching when Joel died, but I'll still watch your discussions on it. Thank you very much, Matthew Knight. Have a whole new mini map to explore like Horizon Forbidden West DLC did. I'm glad I didn't beat Horizon Forbidden West because I hear the remaster of that game is fucking gorgeous, you know? I think I just pulled something in my jaw. How do you do that? Yeah, I hear the remaster is gorgeous, so I think I'm gonna replay that game. And I never played no, you'd said Forbidden West. Okay, I've never played Forbidden West. Zero Dawn, is that the first one? That remaster is gorgeous, I hear. So I think what I'm gonna do is, bro, I'm so curious about testing this microphone. 'Cause believe it or not, I think the might be fucking with the stream. But anyhow, I gotta shut this down anyway. We'll see you guys next week, and depending on how it goes, maybe if you guys like this, we'll knock out both. I can't do two separate streams, but if you guys like it, maybe we'll do this, you know? And you know what? Honestly, man, I'd hate to say I do want to do like a stream and just chat with you guys about like what would be cool for the background in your eye. I don't know if I ever talked to you guys about like what do you like to see when it comes to the background? Um like what do you like to see? You know, cuz you know, I'm not shitting half dollars, but I could buy, you know, whatever backdrop, you know. I'm not fucking hard up like that anymore, so I could just buy whatever, change it up. I love the forest, but I could switch it up, you know. We could get anything. I don't know. Let me know something that's on Amazon. I could even change what's shown in the backdrop. Not saying I'm just grabbing the first person's opinion, but you let me know because in my head, what I want, I would have to build, and I just that I can't do. So, um, yeah. And then when it comes to what you see on screen here, um, yeah, because I kind of have like just my desktop. I pulled up some images. Like this is sloppy. You know, I'm working so much. I watch the show. I jump on and we talk, but I do want to clean this up. Like I think this is sloppy. I don't like it. It's messy. I want to get it cleaned up some. So maybe some thoughts and opinions on what that would look like. What you guys would like to see. You know, maybe we'll have that chat coming up. But I gotta go. Have a good night, Cody, and everyone else that said good night. Good night, White Panda. There's some other stuff I want to test out too, like 10 super chats. I don't want to do this though. Set a timer. A timer for what? Share how you'll celebrate. I'll host a Q&A. Oh, you set the timer for the goal. So you could do like an hour, and then we're gonna do like So yellow and hot is 10 and up, orange is 20 and up, magenta is 50 and up, red and higher is 100 and up. So why can I pick that? Choose this super chat color that count. Huh. Oh, I see. 10 super chats. And then you could pick the like $2, $5. All right. I kind of wish you could just do well, no, I guess that's all YouTube has is super chats. I kind of wish you could do like just dollar amount. Like, hey, let's do $20 goal. I just want to see what extra stuff they got going on. I'm gonna check. Angel, give me a little bit here. I don't see anything here. It says cannot retrieve messages at this time. There must be an issue with Twitter then. Because the last message I have is from like October. Maybe I gotta close it out and bring it back up. Yeah, and you sent it to Ronnie Hayes, right? It's R with a Z with a number 0, NNYHAZE. At R0NNYHAZE. Just so you know. Casey sent it to the wrong Ronnie Hayes. Is that a trash can? What the fuck? That's weird. I got this picture of Predator. Where'd I put it? Oh no, where'd I put it? Oh, there it is. It says, you know, I am somewhat of a predator myself. And it's got it's got William Dafoe with pred dreads. That's fucking hilarious. They did such a good job with that. Oh, bro, I saw this poster. What is this shit? It says together. It's got like these eyeballs about to like morph in together, you know what I'm saying? Now I know why it's called Together. And then we have this is good. Dina and Ellie. Dina says, maybe they're staring at you. I can't get it right. And she says, they're not. The big bobbly face. That's fucking mean. Oh, well, you're rich and famous. Chill out, bitch. Chill out, bitch. Yeah, I don't see anything on Twitter. So I hate to let you go when nothing's there. Yes, sir, 100. And it went through? My God, outside of the subway scene, that was incredibly boring. Yeah, once they got the action over with, it kind of went to boredom real fast. Well, Angel, I'm gonna give X a minute to try to play catch up. Because it's not showing manage requests from people you don't follow live here. Yeah, because I don't know what's going on. I don't see the message though. That's the problem, Angel. God Save Birmingham. You should check out the gameplay reveal. It's called God Save Birmingham. That's a game. That's the game. God Save Birmingham. $8 days ago. I'm glad you love the stream, Joseph. So we have 1359. That's a crazy time to be alive. Realistic zombie survival. Oh shit! What we got here? With deadly physics, and it looks like old timey. Okay, so to change it third person. I like that idea though. You switch it up and you have it taking place in like 1300s. But you actually got to eat. That might annoy me. However, it could work. You got hunger and thirst. And they got slow zombies. That was badass. Zombies coming through the windows, kind of cool. You guys look it up too. It's God save Birmingham. It does look a little slow paced though, but this is only the reveal, so it's probably gonna be forever, right? Till it comes out. Oh, that's not so slow. He runs and chops that zombie's head off. I'm gonna keep it on the wish list. Don't sweat it. You can share it next stream next time. All right, I'll maybe it's got a, since I changed that setting, it's got to like reset or something. But I'll answer you as soon as I can pull up the message, Angel. All right, guys. The creator of God of War just started a 12-hour live stream from a haunted house. Really? See, I think I would be a little boring in a haunted house because I don't believe in haunted houses at all. So, honestly, Bella sang the song pretty good. I have no complaints with the singing. She did fine. And if she even played the guitar, because I think she was practicing, I give her props on that. She learned how to play the guitar, and she sang it fine. I wasn't sitting there like, oh, this is the worst thing ever, And she, I'm not even saying she's a bad person. Every interview, she seems like bubbly and fun. She could be a great person. Those can all be true. She's still not a good casting choice for the Ellie character, though. She's just not. She'll never be. It's like casting me as Negan. That'd be fucking retarded. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't make sense. Certain people are just not fit for certain roles. Here we have that. Lolcow Madhouse. Wait, the creator of God of War, the video game, the successful video game, is in a haunted house on a channel called Lolcow Madhouse. What the fuck? Is he a lolcow? What happened? I really got to go, though. Chat, thank you for the support and a $50 dono earlier. I'll see you guys in the middle of the week. I am going to promise you, I'll give you something. I don't know what it is yet, but we'll do another type of review or stream or something. And then next Sunday, come back here and we'll talk about Dead City episode 2 and The Last of Us episode 5. We only got 5, 6, and 7. That's 3 episodes left and we done. It looked like they're teasing the Rat King next week, which is weird because the Rat King was Abby, not Ellie, And if they're going to change it to Ellie, that's interesting. I don't give a fuck who fights the Rat King, but I just don't think they have the balls to do it just yet. But we'll see. If they do the Rat King, it's going to be like a 3-second fight. And it'll be some poor CGI, and I don't know. I don't think they'll do it good, but we'll see. And Ronnie, did you think episode 4 was better than last week's? Yes, I did. And again, though, maybe only because I was really excited with the infected scene, you know? Uh, there's a lot they're leaving on the ground still, but we'll see. All right. Everyone have a good night. I really got to roll now, though. And I'll see you next week. Goodbye. I'm a working man. I got to go be a working man and kick someone's fucking ass. No, wait, hold on. That's Jason Statham, I think. I'm just straight going to work. That's it. The only ass that's getting kicked is mine.